Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. I hope you're all okay. I've started just a moment early because I'm not sure if the microphone's working. So, if anybody is there, please tell me if you can hear me. For some reason, the main microphone that we've got is stopped working, but I think I've managed to get one of the webcam ones working. So, I'm hoping you can hear me. Brilliant. Okay, I think it's going to be slightly odd though because I could only get this one over here working. So when I'm over there, it might be slightly quiet, but I don't know. I finally get the camera sorted and now the microphone starts playing up. I hate technology. I know I say that a lot, but I hate technology. You can hear us. Brilliant. Hi everyone. Hi Helen. Hi Claire. Hello, or both Claires. Hello my lovelies. We're going to start with the challenge post this evening. I remembered to bring it with me. I've got it. Sorry, excuse me. I'm not feeling very well. I've got a massive cold sore. My chest is playing up and everything, and I'm not feeling very great. So hopefully you're all going to cheer me up this evening. But we're going to do the challenge post first, and then we are going to do a little project, which I've done a template and all for. That's all. It's not on the website yet, but it will be as soon as we come off air. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to go straight over and do the challenge. Okay, let's get that done first. So go over to this one. I'm going to keep an eye on the comments. Hopefully you can still hear me if I'm over here. Hopefully I'm a little further away. I meant to do this yesterday and I completely forgot to bring it over with me at the shop, from the shop. So we're going to give away this little Liberty bundle. This was donated to us by EQS, who are our wholesalers for Liberty. So it's a little 5 fat quarter bundle. You can still hear. Brilliant, fabulous. Yeah, so it's a little 5 fat quarter bundle of their new, it's the Heirloom 4 collection. It's really, really pretty. It's sort of like all these sort of like warm burgundies and reds and pinks, but with this lovely sort of bit of duck eggy blue in there as well. Really beautiful combination of colours. Really, really nice. So I asked you to show me or tell me all about your works in progress, your oldest ones, the things. I loved it. I love the fact that some of you had made stuff for your kids and your kids are now in their 50s and stuff. I loved it. I was like, I'm glad I'm not the only one that's got stuff from years and years and years. So I put all you in a bag, everybody who commented in a bag, and we're going to I'm going to give it a good move around. Who else is coming online? Hi Lindy Lou, hello my darling. Hi Leslie, hi Jean, hello everybody. So hang on, I'm trying to give it another good shake as well. Make sure I'm being as fair as I can. And then I'm going to pick one down here. I'm going to go with that one there. There we go. So this is Little Liberty Bundle is coming to Julie Ramsbottom. Julie, congratulations. Oh, sorry, you have to excuse me, like I said, my chest is bad today, although the sun shines out and it's lush. Hi Mary, how are you, love? So Julie, we will get this little fat quarter bundle off to you, okay? I'll put a post up, and you have very intermittent signal as you're on the London Underground. Oh, nice. Well, say hello to my husband if you bumped into him, would you, Jean? He's there somewhere. He's out doing noise monitoring tonight, so we'll be on the Underground somewhere. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to make one of these. Okay, we're going to make one of these little doorstops. Okay, Sarah Jane has already bagged this one. I've said that she can have this one. This is the brand new fabric. We've got it in the shop. It's all on the website. It is it's called, I wrote it down, Coming Up Roses. It's the new one from the Create Joy project, and as you can imagine, Cessa loves this one. It's just full of joy. It's beautiful, really, really gorgeous. The Create Joy project stuff is just yummy anyway. It's just, I mean, it's like watercolour, rainbows. We've got layer cakes, jellies, charm packs, and it on the bulb. So have a little look at the website and have a little look at the other fabrics. But this is one of them, and it's just beautiful because this was all you'll need for this project is a long quarter of fabric. You could actually get it out of a fat quarter, but a long quarter is easier. And it's just, you know, rather than having a boring old doorstop, why not use some of your lovely fabrics up, and we'll make a nice doorstop. Okay, that's what we're going to do tonight. Jean, you were at your Benina workshop. Oh, amazing! How was it? I hope you had good fun. You know, I want to hear all about it when next time I see you. Hopefully you learnt loads. So I've done a little template for it. I've already done some of the cutting out. So it's it'll be on the website as a digital download. Hopefully I've moved the camera high enough as well so that you can see this. But you're going to need to cut some bits out. So you're going to need, I'm going to use one, this is the Flirtation, this is called. This is another new range that we've got in. I love this. It's sort of really abstract, really gorgeous colours, loads of gold in there as well. That's what I'm using to make mine. Hi Margaret, hi Carol, hello my lovelies. So I've done a little template to go with it. You've got a base panel, which you're going to cut one of, and the same size handle you're going to cut one of. So you're basically cutting two pieces. Okay, you can cut them together because they're the same size. You're going to need the side panels, and you're going to cut two of. They're just rectangles, nice and easy. So I've already done those just to save a little bit of time. And then the arch panel, you're also going to cut two of. So I really want this little bit kind of sat in the middle. So this was a long quarter. I literally cut a long quarter of fabric. So you can definitely, easily make one out of a long quarter. So I want it to sit about there because I want that lovely design right in the centre, like that, or as near to the centre as I can. Okay, so I'm going to pin that in place, and then we're going to cut this out. So I'm just going to cut through the templates. If you were going to make more of these, then you could use template plastic and make yourself some templates up. But I'm going to stand up to cut this out. Okay, so it's just easy if I'm stood up. Nice thing I like about the flathead pins as well is you can pin your templates in place so they don't move, but you can also then put a ruler on the top of it and it doesn't rock. So I'm just going to cut around this one like that there. Turn the whole thing because it's easier than trying to cut towards myself like that, and then cut away just there. Okay, so I've got two of my arch panels. That's left over, so you've got quite a bit left over as well to use for scrappy projects. Okay, so there we go. So oh yeah, that's pretty nice and central, which is what I wanted. Hi Anne, hello lovely. Hi Joyce. Jean, it was great. You've learned loads about your machine. Amazing. So oh fab, you're gonna have to give me some hints and tips then about it. Right, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the little handle. Okay, we're gonna make this little handle just here, which is going to sit in the top. This is super easy to do, even though it's a curve. Honestly, guys, you're going to love it. So we're going to use one of these, doesn't matter which. One's going to be the base, one's going to be the handle. So let's move this all out of the way. How is everybody? Are you all melting in this heat, or are we being typically British and we moan about the weather and now we're all going to moan about the heat? I love it. See, I love it. The hotter the better. My husband is already moaning because he's up in London. Obviously, because he works up there during the week, and he was moaning like hell last night that the place that he stays was incredibly hot. It's like 30 degrees in the room. I was like, yeah, I wish it was here, but it was still lovely. It's been lush today as well. It's been like 26 degrees here. It's been lovely. So we've made that little handle just like we normally do. Fold it in half and then fold the outsides in all the way over like that. And we're just going to stitch down either side. Okay, so over to the machine. Hi Leslie, how are you? Loving the good weather, but you're full of cold. Oh, bless you. Yeah, I think I'm coming down with something, which is just typical. Because, like I said, my chest is really bad, and I woke up this morning massive cold sore as well, and I only really get them when I'm like getting run down. So. Linda, used to hate the heat, spent 13 years in the menopause, but now you like it. Oh, I went through the menopause very, very early. I had a hysterectomy when I was like 33. So I had mine very early, so I'm well through all that. Luckily, I was very lucky. I like my mum, had very few symptoms. Very, very few symptoms. I was very lucky with my menopause. I know a lot of women suffer terribly, and insomnia, I suppose, was the one thing that got me. But apart from that, I didn't get any of the night sweats or anything. Nancy, you were sent home from work today because the heat's been making you feel poorly. Oh, bless you. Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling rubbish too, lovely. That's not good. Well, hopefully your house is nice and cool, and you're not, it's not made you feel too bad. Right, I've just stitched down either side of that little handle like that. So just like we would normally make a handle. Okay. let's get the iron out of the way. What we need now is the side panels. So these two side panels here, like that. And we're going to find the centre of one of them. So I'm just going to fold that in half and just finger press it to give me a little centre mark there on one of the short edges. And there we go. And then we're going to fold that in half. Which way do I want it that way? I want it that way, yeah. And then we're going to put these raw edges, just centre them over that central mark that you've just made. Same age as me. Oh yeah, you had a mini burning pause and it came back with a vengeance at 47. Oh, well, I'm hoping as I'm 50, I'm not going to go through it again. I'm just going to tack this into place here, okay? So I'm going to stitch just about 1/8 of an inch from the edge just to hold it into place a second. So back over we go. There we go, like that. I'm just going to tack that down. So I haven't got to have any pins or anything in it, and it will just hold the handle in place. Just to announce there's something wrong with the train in front of us. Luckily we have a seat. Oh no, Jean. Oh, rubbish. Rubbish, rubbish. Oh, well, I hope it gets moving soon. It's probably the heat. They can never cope, can they, the undergrounds, with the heat. The other side panel now is going to go on top like that. So sandwich that handle in between, like that. Line up those raw edges. We're going to stick a pin through there just to hold it all together. And then we're going to stitch right the way across here. Okay, so back over we go. Now, I've just realised I've still got my 1/4 inch foot on. Yeah, hang on, sorry, I'm just going to have to change this foot a second because I do want my normal sewing foot on for this, because you want a slightly bigger seam allowance. You want that 3/8 of an inch. Let me just change the foot a second. Jean, you'll know all about this now. Now you know all about your machine. There we go. 1D. There we go. Right, so you want to use edge of foot, so 3/8 of an inch allowance on this, because that's what works with the curve. All right, so just going to now stitch these two side panels together with that handle tucked in between, like that. Well, at least you've got signal, Jean, where you are at the minute, as well as a seat, you know. So, has anybody been watching Sewing Bee this time? I forgot it was on again last night. I had so much going on, but I've got so much going on at the moment. But is anyone actually watching Sewing Bee? I think I've got about 3 episodes to catch up on. I watched the first couple, but is anyone enjoying it? I'm ironing this open this time. I just felt it worked better with it open than to one side. Okay, so ironing that seam open. Downstairs is lovely, upstairs is an oven. You'll think you'll be sleeping downstairs tonight. Yeah, it's horrible. I hate the heat rises, isn't it? What we're going to do now is, this is the base piece, which is the same as the other one from the handle that we did. And we're going to put that on this one end. So you can see there's the side panel there, that with the handle in between now. We're going to put this on this end and stitch it down. And then we're going to put that one on that end and stitch it down. Okay, so we're basically creating like a loop all the way around. Okay, so we're going to take it back over and do that. Claire, you've been watching, but you've missed last night. So last night was good. Oh, fab. You watched Sewing Bee, but not enjoying quite as much this year. You've all been watching. Yeah, I hate to say it because I haven't got the guts to do it, but the couple I did watch, I just feel like, I don't know if they're giving the challenges, they're just not, they're too hard for the contestants this year, or whether the contestants aren't just as good this year. But they all see, like not the made to measure, the pattern challenge at the beginning. Is it 2 or 3? It might be 3 episodes I've watched. They just all seem to be doing really badly. Like normally, you get at least a few of them get a decent outfit, but they just all seem to be really, really struggling with it this year. And I don't know whether they're too hard a challenge in the time, or whether the contestants aren't maybe as good this year. I don't know. Hasn't been as good as previous. Yeah, a lot of people have said that. Right, what I'm going to do now is just open those seams out as well. Okay, so I'm just going to press those ones open too. So I've got like this loop of fabric now, which is handle up there, 2 side panels, and the base is on. But let's just press this one open. This is nearly done. These are super, super quick. If you are, you know, maybe you're in a quilting group and you have like a little annual sale, you know, or you're making for charity, or you're making for your own craft stall or anything, these use very little fabric. In fact, I think the most expensive will be the rice or the sand that we're going to put in it. Right, next thing we want to do is take one of these little like arch pieces. Okay, to be honest, where I kind of looked at this was the fact that this kind of looked like stained glass, you know, and that's why I thought like through the arch window, like a stained glass window, that's where this is coming from. You're not keen on Esme, she doesn't like a colour, then they get marked down. I don't like anything she wears. Oh, see, I quite like Esme. But then, you know, Patrick can do no wrong in my eyes because I think it's delicious. He's proper dishy. You love this fabric. What is it? This one here, this is called Flirtation. It is on the website, Linda. If you have a little look on the website, you will be able to find it. All I did then was just fold that in half and find that centre mark there. Okay, and then we're going to find the top centre seam, which is like got the handle in it, and we're going to put this right sides together, and you're going to want to pin this because we're doing a curve. Okay, so I'm going to put, hang on, let me get that out of the way and bring Dave down here. Okay, and we're going to put some pins in. So I've lined up that centre line with the centre seam and put my first pin in there. And then we're just going to fit this in. So I'm just going to go round, aligning those raw edges, and sort of every inch or so, pop a pin. Like that. All the way around that way. Just there. Okay, take your time with this. The kind of neater you are with it, the better it will all go together. Although, you know, it is a doorstop, so if it's not perfect, it's not the end of the world. Flirtation, yeah, write a name down so you can check when you, in case you forget. What's that now? So you've been watching, but not sure if it's the patterns they're doing, the times or the people, but it's not as been good this year. No, I just don't think there seems to be as much talent this year. Either that, or they're just expecting too much from them, and they're rushing and making like daft mistakes. So all the way down, nearly there, like that, and down to, can you see the seam here? That's that base seam. I want to, hopefully this will just overlap it, which it does. So I want to put a pin in, and I'm going to put a different colour pin to the others, like this big long one, in along that seam, because I want to, you're going to have to do a little pivot here, okay? And then going back around this side and doing exactly the same. So this is a bit dull for you to watch while I'm pinning, but you're just going to have to put up with it, I'm afraid. Because there's no quicker way to do this, not really. I'm going to stick another one in there. All the way around. There. Oh, come on. That's it. And then this is a slightly straighter one, so it needs a few less pins on this, on the like the long straight edge. Again, just find where that seam is. Make sure that you've got a pin right there where that seam is. Okay, like that. So this is the bottom here, but this is open at the moment. So we're going to take this to the machine, and I'm going to start stitching at that pin, leaving this little seam allowance here. Okay, we're going to go all the way around, and I'm going to stop when I get to that big pin there. Okay, where are we? There we go. You find it strange that some people decide not to follow the instructions in the pattern challenge at the beginning of the series. Yeah, the one lady was just like, oh yeah, it says to do like a faced binding. I'm not doing that, I'm just going to put bias on. And you think, well, that's obviously going to get you marked down. That's not what they want. You know, but I suppose, you know, they maybe just think, oh, whether they know better or whether they just think it won't matter. But yeah, there was the one facing, I remember the one girl did, and I was like, well, that's not what they wanted. They didn't want you to do it as a binding. They wanted you to flip it over so you couldn't see it. So we'll wait and see. I might when I finish here when I finish with you guys this evening, I might go and catch up on a few episodes. Yeah, told to use calico amadras and then didn't bother with calico. Yeah, that was odd, wasn't it? Yeah. Right, get in there. There we go. So, and I'm going sort of slow and steady around this curve, taking a few stitches. Can you see I'm kind of making sure that I'm not catching that fabric, that it's tucked under. There we go. Round we go. You can take the pins out as you go if you prefer. I like to leave mine in, but yeah, you can see I'm kind of using my finger and making sure that's all out of the way, so I'm not like accidentally sewing in something here, you know, making sure it's just the two bits that we're going through. There we go. Nearly there. Okay, and then on a bit more of a straighter bit, so oh, it's moved a weeny bit, and down we go. And I'm going to stop and reverse at that pin. Okay, don't sew into the seam allowance that last little bit, like that. Okay, and over we go, back over here. So I'm going to take all my pins out. There, take those out. First thing I'm going to do before I do anything else is just double check that nothing's puckered, and I haven't got any puckers or anything. And actually, oh no, that's gone in nicely. It's nice and there's no little creases or any puckers or anything in that seam. Thought that was there, but that's not. That's just creased a little bit. That's fine. All the way down like that. So now what we're going to do is do this bottom seam. Okay, and the reason we've left this is because we need to be able to get this tucked in. So it's basically a little Y seam, you know, like when you join in hexes or anything like that. So I'm going to put the bottom edge of the arch against the bottom panel, like that, lining up those edges. First thing I'm going to do is pop a pin in the centre, keep it in the right place, there. And then I'm going to pull this side bit out of the way, so again, I'm not catching anything in, like that. Make it all nice and flat, there. Hopefully you can see, can you see I kind of pulled that all out of the way, so it's nice and flat. Pop a pin in again, so I'm going to start stitching at the pin, which is, you can't see it where the stitching ends, but it's just there. And there. But I've made sure that I've pulled all this out, so this bit here is just the two layers of fabric, there's none of this caught in. Okay, started to lose signal. Oh, hopefully that means you're on the move, Jean. That's all right, you can catch up, you know that, lovely. So again, move all, on this side, this corner, move all that out of the way, like that. And there, and we're going to add one more in there, like that. And then I'm going to stitch from that pin to that pin. Again, I'm not stitching into the seam allowances. Okay, so over we go. The lady that didn't use the madras is one of the best sewers. Yes, she is. I actually quite like her, and I like the younger girl with dark hair, with, you know, sort of brown hair. I want to say Purdy. It's not Purdy, is it? Can't think what her name is. It's an unusual name like that. I think she looks like she's, you know, she looks like she's got quite a lot of skill as well. There we go. But yeah, I might do that tonight. I might go and catch up on a couple of episodes. So I'm stopping at that pin and then reversing. So I didn't sew into the seam allowance at the start. Pasha, that's it, sir. Pasha, thank you. All of you saying, yeah, Pasha, well done, thank you. Not Purdy at all. So I started there and I finished there. Okay, back over we go. Take these pins out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do exactly the same on this side. So again, just double check that there's no puckers or anything, but it's all sitting nicely. So the other arch piece, we're going to flip that over, find that centre, and this is going to go again against the centre seam on the other side. So just there, like that, and pin again. These are really simple. Which episodes? I haven't seen the last 2 episodes, I think it might be the last 3, but it's definitely not last night's. I didn't watch last week's either, so I haven't seen those ones. But oh, I must have done. No, I must have watched last week's, because I saw that was the Indian one. Oh God, if that was the Indian one last week, or was that the week before? Maybe I did watch last week's. Oh, do you know what? My week has been so flipping crazy. There's a lot going on at home and stuff, and it's been a little bit of a rubbish week, to be honest. So my brain's gone. It was children last night. Oh no, we're definitely not seeing the children episode. Was it India the week before? Is that the one that I have seen, or was that the week before that? I don't know. But I'll watch last night's to start with. Right, so I've pinned that one, and again I'm stopping where that bottom seam is. And we'll go this way. I'm going to pin this one too. Sarah's got a very, very cool little project for you tomorrow. And she's even written a pattern, Miracle Upon Miracles. India was last week. Oh, I did see it then. I did see the Indian one because they had all those beautiful ginghams or madras. Is it madras patterns? Madras pattern fabric? I always think they look like ginghams, but they were beautiful. The fabrics. And then they, yes, they did Sara's at the end, didn't they? Right, again, I'm just finding where that last seam is there, like that. And I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to put the arch bit in first, all right? Oh, Sarah, what's the scream for? What's the screamy face for? What have I done? Is it just the fact that my brain's not working? Because it's really not today. Hasn't been working all week, has it, love? Right, here we go. Start there. Make sure I lock stitch all the way up the side. And around we go. Slow and steady. Well, slowish. Again, using my finger, making sure it's all flat as I go round. Edge of foot again. Making sure, yeah, see, that's deciding to walk a little bit there. Get that tucked under. Come on, there we go. There we go. No, the fact you've done a pattern, I know, it's a miracle. She always makes me laugh. She goes, I've taken all the photos, so I'm going to write a pattern. And then I go, have you written that pattern yet? No. Have you written that pattern yet? No. She hates pattern writing, don't you, darling? Absolutely hates pattern writing. And then down to that one, and then I'm just going to back stitch because I don't want to go into the seam allowance. You love the scientist guy. Who? Well, which one's that? Oh, see, I'm rubbish with the names and stuff. There's the guy who does like the drag outfits and everything. There was the guy who's it Marcus, I think, I can't remember. There's the old, really older guy. He's got the really bad teeth, bless him. And then there's the guy who used the wedding dress, his wife's wedding dress. Is it that one? Don. Ah, fair enough. There we go. Right, again, we're going to do the same, and we're going to match this bottom up. So I'm going to pull this out of the way, and pop a pin there so I know not to go past that bit. And then exactly there, so pulling this out of the way, and put a pin in that one there. And this time I need to leave a gap. So you want about, what's that, about a 3-inch gap? Yeah, about a 3-inch gap in order to be able to fill it. So I'm going to put a pin there, and about a pin there, that's about 3 inches, that'll do. And I'm just going to stitch from there to there, sorry, I've got hiccups, leave this gap and then stitch from there to there. Okay. Okay, look. There we go. You're a creator, darling. Yeah, well, I need you to be a pattern writer as well as a creator. Don't give me that. She comes up with such brilliant ideas, really, really cool ideas. And she won't write a bloody pattern for them, so I can't use it for like print and craft and stuff. But this is a really cool little thing she's done. It's really, really, I absolutely love it. It's fab. Very, very useful. There we go. And then stopping at that pin. And back stitch. There we go. Right, that's pretty much all the sewing done. So pins out, and then before we turn it inside out, I'm just going to again double check. Oh, that was close. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, I thought I'd ripped the fabric then, but it's not. It's the pattern on the hem. Can you see? When I looked closely, I thought I'd gone really close to my seam allowance, but it's not. It's the pattern on the fabric. There we go. If you've got the tiniest pucker, because that has puckered slightly, give it a little tug and a wiggle like that, and here you go. It's gone. It's pulled out. There we go. That's it. That's because I was talking and not concentrating. That one's pulled a wee. Then it's fine. Before we turn it inside out, grab your old pinking shears, or just clip, if you haven't got pinking shears, clip round this top edge. Just clip off that excess, or clip into the curve, whichever you find easiest. I like the pinking shears, makes life easier. You haven't got to snip, snip, snip then, you can just trim off some of that bulk there, on both sides obviously, because you've got two curves. There we go. And, oh, come on, nearly there. And done. So let's get rid of all of that out of the way. When do we get to see the pattern? Tomorrow. Tomorrow that Sarah's done. That's 1 o'clock for tomorrow. So yeah, it won't be long. And then we're going to turn it through. So just turn it through that gap. Okay. Now, I looked up lots of different doorstops and all. A lot of people put all their fabric scraps. I mean, I think that's a waste of fabric scraps. But I suppose if you've got all those little tiny diddy fabric scraps, they stuff them with things like their fabric scraps and all. Use them as stuffing. There we go. Get that out. And then if you just roll that seam between your fingers, make sure it's all pushed out nicely, like that. There we go. All you've got to do now is fill it, basically. So you can fill it with anything at all. So like we were saying, some people were using literally all their fabric scraps and they were stuffing them with all. I mean, you'd need a lot that size, wouldn't you? But you know, smaller pieces that you, if you don't keep them, using those old bits of wadding and stuff. You in this one, I've used rice. Okay, so I've put rice in there. So I used some toy stuffing, which we'll put in the top of this one, in the top. But to give it the weight to make it an actual doorstop, I've put rice. Okay, I put about 1 kilo of rice in there, so it's a sort of 1.5 kilos heavy now, which is enough for a doorstop. But you could put play sand in there, you know. But only thing with rice is make sure that you've microwaved it. So put it into a big container and get it hot. Get it hot in the microwave about 2.5 minutes, and then leave it to completely cool down. It kills off any germs or microbes that might be on the surface of the rice, because otherwise it can go mouldy and all, because obviously it's supposed to be cooked. The same with clay sand. Dry it out completely. Okay, dry it out completely. So I've got a posh new turny tool. Look at my posh new turny tool. Sarah brought me back from Greece. Again, you can just run that down the seam, push out those corners of the base like that. Okay, now I did have some toy stuff in here somewhere. There it is. I didn't want to fill the whole thing with rice because it would have taken loads, so I just thought I'd use a bit of toy stuff in the top of it just to round it all out first, and then rice the rest of it. So I don't actually, as you know, we don't actually use toy stuff in. We buy duvet covers and rip them apart. Use garden grate. Oh yes, that's a good idea. Yeah, could use that to get it heavy as well. Someone was saying on one of the forums I was reading, all the IKEA Allen keys, you know, the ones you get when you buy the furniture, and there's always an Allen key in it. They always have way too many, so they chuck some of those in for some weight as well. So I'm just getting all that nicely stuffed up the top. I'm going to put a little bit more in, and then we can put some rice in the bottom. So get all that in there, because you want it, you want it quite sturdy. So getting as much of that stuffing in the top as I can, and you can kind of massage it a bit, and that will give you the shape. But you can't really do that until you've completely filled it up. So I'm just going to grab my rice. 2 seconds, like that. And I very stupidly put my cup that I was using away, so give me 1 second, I've just got to grab a cup. There we go, back, sorry. Just realised I've got a plastic cup to do the rice with, and took it back outside earlier. Could use sawdust to fill it. Oh yeah, that would work as well. Yeah, sawdust would work. Right, if you've got a funnel, use a funnel. If not, a piece of paper works just as well. like that, and then just fill it up with rice. Come on. And you just keep going. You fill it to get it as heavy as you want. Okay, so 2 seconds, stick another one in. Like I said, the other one I used about 1 kilo of rice in it. But yeah, sawdust will work, anything. You could put like gravel or grit or something in there. You could put like a brick or something, or a big pebble or something in the bottom, and just wad round it. Oh, why is this not going through? It went through perfectly yesterday. Come on. Nearly. There we go. I'm not going to fill it all now. This is very dull for you to watch, but you just keep filling it. The nice thing with rice though is it does kind of level itself out, and you keep going and keep going, okay, until it is as heavy as you want it to be. I will finish this one off. I'll show you tomorrow. But finished it all off, and then finally the last thing I did was I cut a little piece of wadding. So I used this as a pattern, and I cut the wadding about 1/2 inch smaller than this. And once the rice was in there, all I did was just tuck that piece of wadding into the corners, and then you just hand stitch that closed, and that's your little doorstop done. I just think it's a really nice way of using up, a really beautiful piece of fabric. You only need a long quarter, so it's nice and easy. I put a bag of rice into a doorstop that I made, it worked. Yes, absolutely, yeah. Tin can, you could do anything, couldn't you? Anything that's heavy and just wad round it. You just want to, use it as well. If you've ever been to the gym, you could put a kettlebell inside there. You no longer go to the gym. Anything at all. It just looks a bit prettier than having, as we very often do, something just wedged up against the door. One of Jonah's toy boxes sometimes. But I just think it's a lovely little gift for somebody as well, if like a new home gift. But because it only uses a long quarter of fabric and some rice, bit of stuffing, it's a nice, easy little present. So, I do love this fabric. I will finish this one later, but you don't need to see me watch me sit and fill that up with rice, because the only last thing I've got to do is literally just stitch that up there, hand stitch that closed, and that one's done. I won't do that now, but you can see that one's done. I do love this fabric. This flotation is gorgeous. So let me come over here. That's it for me tonight. Sarah will be back tomorrow. Oh, am I back? Yeah, there we are. Sarah's back tomorrow at 1 o'clock for everybody, and then I will be here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, but on the Moda Quilt Along page. So if it's the Quilt Along group, which obviously is a private one, okay? So for those of you who are doing that, I will see you at 7. If not, the rest of you, I will see you next week. I have got Create and Craft this Sunday. We're at Cardiff Quilters on Saturday. So if any of you Cardiff Quilters, we'll see you Saturday. So the shop's not open, but Sarah and I at Cardiff Quilters, and then I'm going straight up to Peterborough Saturday night, and I've got Seamless Sunday on Sunday. So all of that to keep us busy. If not, I will see you next Tuesday, my lovelies. See you soon. Take care. Bye.